And back here in the U.S., as we reported earlier, the growing American divide on immigration was on full display Tuesday. Dozens of demonstrators on both sides of the issue rallied near Tucson, Arizona. News that the federal government was transporting about 40 undocumented immigrant children to a nearby facility in Oracle, Arizona, sparked the confrontation. On one side, pro-immigrant supporters welcomed the children, and just down the road on the other side, a group waved American flags and signs demanding that the children return home to their country. We have on the phone from Oracle, Arizona, one of the protest organizations and who is on the anti-immigrant side, Ron Thompson. Also, we have Ralph Isenburg, who joins us from Dallas, Texas. Ralph runs the Isenberg Center for Immigration Empowerment, also known as ICIE. Welcome, both of you gentlemen, to Arise America.
Hello from Dallas.
Ralph, I've spoken to you just a couple days ago, so I want to start with Ron. Can you, first of all, just briefly summarize, Ron, why you object so strongly to these underage, undocumented immigrants from being processed in your town?
Well, okay, aside from the principle that they're violating the law of the land, crossing our borders illegally, we have an issue where these kids are coming in. It's been proven that they're carrying many diseases that are highly contagious. Many of the Border Patrol agents that are working with them have come down with these diseases, everything ranging from Ebola to bacterial pneumonia to TB that's incurable, dengue fever, and on. And swine flu is now hitting some of the areas. So we have a very big concern with the diseases that they are bringing over, and that the government, that the administration is not doing an adequate enough job in ensuring that these children are taken care of. The second is that many of those children have some of those so-called children, because a lot of them are between 14 and 17, have gang affiliation, MS-13, La Familia, you name it. There's a whole bunch of gangs, and a lot of these guys, they claim that the claim is that they're actually, some of them are bragging. I mean, you look at the tats. I'm retired law enforcement 30 years. I know what a gang member looks like, and I see the tats that some of these kids have.
All right, let me jump in there if I can, Ron, because I want to have enough time for Ralph to respond. Ralph, you've heard what Mr. Thompson has said so far. His concerns are about public health and gang violence. Those seem like reasonable concerns. What do you think?
It seems like rubbish to me. The Center for Disease Control has reported so far of all the children that have come in across the nation, which I think is at 45,000, there have been 2 cases of malaria. And some of the diseases that he mentioned, it's just crazy. A report released just today says that the #1 reason that these children are coming is their fear of crime back home. The second reason has to do with their fear of human trafficking and violence to them. You know, it's sad that we can't both, Ron and myself, carry the same flag of this country, try to help these youth, and if they need to go back home, send them back home. But if they've got a real problem and they're real refugees, we got to help them.
Well, you know what, Ron, Ralph does raise a very interesting issue, and the fact is the United States, first of all, we're a country of immigrants, and we have been a safe haven for those seeking asylum from a variety of countries around the world. How are these children any different than others that we welcome into this country who are facing human rights violations in their country of origin?
Well, first of all, they're criminals. They cross the border.
Are you saying all of the children coming across the border are criminals? Every last one of them?
Any child that crosses that border, any person that crosses the border is technically a criminal. Now, as a child, and if its parents are sitting here, then the parents just like we have laws here. If you have a 6, 7-year-old kid,
Ron, excuse me. Ron, excuse me. If you were in, excuse me, if you were, Ron, Ron, excuse me, if you were in law enforcement, excuse me, if you were in law enforcement, excuse me, if you were in law enforcement, you know that it's an administrative crime to come across the border. It's not a criminal crime unless you're charged. And if you're a minor, it is not a crime, period. End of story. The difference is...
and that is because of the invitation, the law that they just recently passed that says any child from Central America that comes over can stay here, which is now going to be probably changed due to all this stuff, because it acts as an invitation for all these thousands of kids that, and again, this brings us to the other point, we cannot afford these kids. Our country,
sir, do you know what year the immigration laws go back to?
In debt.
Sir, what year did the immigration laws go back to?
You know what, gentlemen, I'm so sorry. We really, you know, this is a discussion that's going to go on for quite some time. It's been going on for many years, but I want to thank you both for coming to share your point of view. Ron Thompson, Ralph Isenberg, thank you both very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.